Thinking about bringing a new cat into your life? You've probably asked the ultimate question, the one that keeps future pet parents up at night, scrolling through adoption websites. Should I get a boy or a girl? If you're a fellow cat lover looking for more adorable moments and helpful tips, hit subscribe and join our feline-loving family. Ring that bell too, so you're always in the loop. You might have heard that males are more cuddly or that females are more independent. Friends and family have probably sworn that their tomcat is the friendliest creature on earth, while others insist their queen rules the house with a gentle but firm paw. But what's the real story? What's just myth, and what's rooted in their biology? Today, we're decoding the 7 surprising differences between male and female cats, and the truth might just change your mind. But first, before we dive in, let's establish the most important rule of the cat code. The golden rule that stands above all others: every cat is an individual. Seriously. While we're going to explore the common tendencies and the patterns that researchers and cat owners have noticed over the years, your cat's unique, quirky, and lovable personality is shaped so much more by their upbringing, their breed, their early socialization, and the specific environment you create for them. A cat's past can define its future just as much as its genetics. So, think of these as fascinating guidelines, not unbreakable rules. We see you in the comments, ready to type, "But my male cat is aloof," or "My female cat loves to wrestle," and you're absolutely right. Your cat is special. Now let's explore the wonderful world of what makes them tick. Let's kick off our countdown. Number 7, the cuddle factor, affection and personality. All right, let's start with the big one. The question on everyone's mind. The topic that fuels endless debate on internet forums. Who is more affectionate? Is it the boys or is it the girls? Well, the answer is complicated and oh so fascinating. There's a very strong stereotype that neutered male cats are the champions of cuddles. Many cat owners will tell you that their boy cat is essentially a dog in a cat's body. They're often described as goofy, laid back, and endlessly playful. They're the cats who greet you at the door, who want to be in the middle of everything you're doing, whether you're working from home, cooking dinner, or trying to watch a movie. They form incredibly strong, devoted bonds and are often more consistently open with their affection. They might not just tolerate being picked up, they might actively seek it out, turning into a purring, floppy ragdoll in your arms. This seems to be especially true after they've been neutered. Once the hormonal drive to roam and compete is removed, many male cats seem to redirect that energy into becoming professional-level companions. They just relax into being big, lovable goofballs. On the other side of the coin, you have the females. The stereotype for them is often aloof, independent, or standoffish. But that's not the whole picture, not even close. A female cat's affection can be more subtle, more nuanced. She might be the queen of the castle, surveying her domain from a high perch. She may not want to be scooped up and cuddled on your schedule, but on her own terms, her love is just as deep and powerful. Female affection is often described as more intentional. When she chooses to grace your lap, it feels like a genuine honor. When she headbutts your hand for a chin scratch, you know you've truly earned it. They are often the ones who will quietly appear and curl up beside you when you're feeling down, as if they have a sixth sense for your emotional state. Spaying a female cat also mellows her out significantly. It eliminates the frantic yowling search for a mate when she's in heat, allowing her calm, nurturing instincts to come to the forefront. In fact, it's not uncommon for a spayed female to adopt younger kittens in the household, grooming them and looking after them with a tender matriarchal love. So, who wins the cuddle contest? Neither. It's a tie. It's a difference in style, not substance. A male cat's love might feel like a big, warm, clumsy hug, while a female cat's love might feel like a quiet, profound, and deeply personal secret shared just between the two of you. Number 6. Playstyles, energy, and roaming. Coming in at number 6, let's talk about the zoomies. Let's talk about playtime, energy, and that deep-seated call of the wild. All cats love to explore and play. but males and females often go about it in very different ways. Let's start with the boys, especially the unneutered toms. These guys are legendary explorers. Driven by hormones, they have an instinct to patrol and defend a large territory, often covering several city blocks. They're on the lookout for other males to challenge and females to woo. This roaming instinct can get them into trouble, leading to fights, injuries, or getting lost. Even after a male cat is neutered, that spark of bold adventure often remains. They tend to love big, boisterous physical play. They're the ones who will happily chase a crumpled-up ball of paper for hours, who will wrestle with your hand if you let them, though we recommend a toy instead, and who will launch themselves into the air with reckless abandon to catch a feather wand. Their play can be described as more robust. They don't always seem to have a plan, they just have a deep, joyful desire to move, pounce, and conquer. Female cats, on the other hand, often approach play with the deadly seriousness of a master assassin. While they can certainly get the zoomies and race around the house, their play style is frequently more calculated, more focused, and more aligned with the natural hunting sequence: stalk, chase, pounce, kill. They might be less interested in a rough-and-tumble wrestling match and more captivated by a toy that mimics the erratic movements of prey. A laser pointer dot, a rustling mouse toy, or a feather dancing just out of reach can hold their attention with an incredible intensity. They are strategic. You can see the gears turning in their head as they crouch, tail twitching, calculating the perfect moment to strike. While a spayed female's instinct to roam is far less pronounced than a male's, her hunting drive is just as sharp. She is the silent predator of the living room, the patient stalker of the dust bunny under the sofa. Her play is less about goofy energy and more about lethal grace. So when choosing toys, you might find your male cat loves a sturdy kicker toy he can wrestle with, while your female cat might prefer a puzzle feeder that engages her brilliant mind. Number 5. Size and stature, the look of a cat. This next difference is one of the most obvious, a visual clue you can often spot from across the room. At number 5, we're talking about pure physical appearance. Generally speaking, male cats are built on a grander scale than their female counterparts. They are typically larger, longer, and heavier. This is especially noticeable if a male cat wasn't neutered until after he reached sexual maturity. The testosterone in their system encourages more robust muscle and bone development, giving them a stockier, more powerful build. And you can't talk about male cats without mentioning those famously chubby tomcat cheeks. Those big, round, squishy cheeks aren't just for looking cute, though they certainly excel at that. They are a direct result of testosterone, developing as a form of secondary sexual characteristic. To other cats, these large cheeks are a signal of physical fitness and strength. They tell other males, "I'm strong, don't mess with me," and they signal to females, "I have good genes, I'm a healthy potential mate." It's like a built-in feline billboard. Even after a male is neutered, these distinguished jowls often remain, a permanent reminder of their masculine heritage. Female cats, in contrast, tend to be more petite. They are often sleeker, more streamlined, and lighter in weight. Their faces are typically more delicate and triangular, without the pronounced cheek pads of the males. They have a certain elegance in their build, a lithe frame that speaks to their agility and grace. Of course, there are exceptions. You can have a very large female or a surprisingly small male, but if you were to line up 100 random adult cats, you would almost certainly see a clear pattern of the males being the larger and heavier of the two sexes. It's a simple, straightforward difference that's written right there in their physical form. Number 4. The language of scent, a territorial statement. Alright, let's venture into a topic that's a little less glamorous, but incredibly important for any cat owner to understand. At number 4, we're discussing the complex and often misunderstood world of urine marking. Hi, yes, we're talking about spraying. This behavior is one of the most significant behavioral differences between the sexes, particularly in cats that haven't been spayed or neutered. Think of it not as a bad habit, but as a form of communication. It's like leaving a business card, a social media update, and a warning sign all in one. And male cats are the undisputed masters of this art form. Driven by testosterone, an unneutered male cat has a powerful instinct to spray small amounts of urine on vertical surfaces. He's not doing this because he has to go. He's doing it to mark the boundaries of his territory, to state his presence and availability to any females in the area, and to warn off any rival males. It's a potent message that says, "I am here, and this is mine." Now, the good news is that neutering your male cat dramatically reduces this behavior. For the vast majority of cats, it eliminates it completely. However, the instinct can sometimes remain, especially if the cat was neutered later in life or if he feels his territory is being threatened by a new cat, a stray outside the window, or even a major change in the household. What about the ladies? Do female cats spray? Yes, they absolutely can, but they are far less likely to do so than males. A female is most likely to spray when she is in heat, sending out her own chemical message to advertise that she is looking for a mate. They might also do it if they feel stressed or insecure in their environment, but as a general rule, it's a much more common behavior in males. It's crucial to remember that this is different from a cat simply urinating outside the litter box, which is almost always a sign of a medical issue, like a urinary tract infection or a problem with the box itself. Spraying is a behavioral communication tool, and thankfully, one that spaying and neutering can usually put a stop to. Number 3. Critical Health Watch, a look at lifelong wellness. This next point, at number 3, is perhaps the most practical and crucial difference for any responsible cat owner to consider. We're talking about health and the unique medical issues that male and female cats are prone to. Being aware of these can help you keep your beloved companion happy and healthy for years to come. For female cats, the most significant health risks are tied to their reproductive organs. Unspayed females are at a much higher risk for developing mammary cancer, which is tragically aggressive and often fatal in cats. They are also susceptible to uterine infections, a particularly dangerous condition called pyometra. This is a severe infection where the uterus fills with pus, and if not treated immediately with emergency surgery, it is almost always deadly. They can also suffer from uterine cysts and tumors. The good news, the fantastic news, is that you can prevent almost all of these problems by a single routine procedure: getting your female cat spayed. Spaying removes the ovaries and uterus, eliminating the risk of these specific cancers and infections, and dramatically increasing her chances of a long, healthy life. Now for the boys. Male cats have their own set of health concerns. While neutering them prevents testicular cancer and reduces roaming-related injuries, it doesn't eliminate all gender-specific risks. In fact, one of the biggest and most frightening health issues for male cats, especially neutered ones, is a urinary blockage. Their urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body, is much longer and narrower than a female's. This makes it much more susceptible to getting blocked by tiny crystals or inflammatory plugs. This is not just a minor issue. It is a life-threatening medical emergency. When a cat can't urinate, toxins build up in his bloodstream, leading to kidney failure and death within a very short period. It is absolutely critical for male cat owners to know the signs. Straining to pee, visiting the litter box frequently with no results, crying out in pain, or excessive grooming of the area. If you see any of these signs, you must get to a vet immediately. A vet can help you choose a proper diet and ensure your cat stays hydrated to minimize this risk. Knowing these potential issues isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you to be the best possible advocate for your cat's health. Number 2, who's the boss? The territorial takeover. We've talked about play and marking, but let's zoom in on the politics of the household itself. At number 2, we're asking, who rules the roost? When it comes to being territorial, males and females often operate with very different mission statements. Out in the wild or for unfixed cats, males are typically more territorial in the traditional sense. They patrol and defend a larger physical area, as we've discussed. But let's bring it indoors, into your home, where most of our feline friends live. In a multi-pet household, many owners report that it's the spayed female who becomes the undisputed head of the household. She is the queen, and everyone knows it. Laughs harder. Her territory might not be measured in acres, but in specific high-value resources. She may claim the best sunning spot on the rug, the softest blanket on the bed, the highest perch on the cat tree, or even you. Yes, she may decide that you are her favorite human, and she will make her feelings perfectly clear to any other cat or dog who tries to horn in on her cuddle time. Her dominance is often not established through outright fighting, but through a series of cold stares, a low growl, a well-aimed hiss, or by simply physically blocking another animal's access to her prized possession. She doesn't enjoy sharing her favorite things, and her displeasure will be known. This territorial nature can sometimes make her seem more standoffish towards unfamiliar people and animals. She takes a little longer to warm up and decide if a newcomer is worthy of being allowed into her inner circle. While the goofy male cat might be rolling on his back for a belly rub from a total stranger, the queen will be watching from a safe distance, judging and taking notes. Number 1. The final verdict, the real deciding factor. And now we've arrived at number 1. We've talked about affection, play, health, and territory. So, what is the single biggest, most important difference between male and female cats? The number 1 difference is that the love you give them, the home you provide, and the bond you build together is infinitely more important than anything else. It's the truth. The nature versus nurture debate is a powerful one, but in the world of our companion animals, nurture so often wins the day. A shy, scared male cat from a shelter, who flinches when you reach for him, can, with patience and kindness, blossom into the most devoted, loving cuddlebug you've ever met. A supposedly aloof female cat, once she learns to trust you, can become your constant shadow, following you from room to room, her quiet presence a constant, comforting reassurance of her love. The time you invest in learning their unique language, the slow blinks, the tail twitches, the gentle chirps, will do more to shape your relationship than their gender ever will. The effort you put into gentle socialization, into creating a safe and enriching environment, and into building a foundation of unwavering trust will always be the true deciding factor. The individual personality of that little soul is what truly matters. So, while there are tendencies, patterns, and fascinating biological truths, the perfect cat for you isn't about choosing a boy or a girl. It's about opening your heart and your home and finding the individual personality that connects with yours, the little friend whose specific brand of weirdness matches your own. That's the real secret of the cat code. Now we need to hear from you. This is our favorite part. What do you have? A boy or a girl, or both? And what are they like? Do they fit the stereotypes, or do they break the mold completely? Share your stories in the comments below. We absolutely love reading about your amazing, quirky, and wonderful cats. If you enjoyed decoding your cat with us today, show us some love by hitting that like button. And be sure to subscribe to the Cat Code and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Your support helps us make more content for cat lovers everywhere. Thanks for watching, and go give your cat a cuddle from us.